Oh, okay.
Now we got our tech guy straightened out.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, you're live now. It's recording.
Gee, I
Okay.
qualified working.
Mike?
Yes, sir. All right, July 10th, 2023. Mr. Anderson.
Here.
Mr. Baird.
Here.
Mr. Harbsmeyer, I think will not make it. Mr. Harris.
Here.
Mr. Isbell.
Here.
Mr. McInnes.
Here.
Mr. Schaefer.
Here.
Ms. Templeton.
Here.
And Mr. Wright is walking in the door. All right, got 8 present, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mike. We got the agenda emailed to us. I guess everybody had a chance to look at it. Any corrections or additions to the agenda? Thank you, buddy. Here a second. Thank you, Ben. All in favor to approve the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Citizens or delegations present? Anybody want to say anything right now? Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, we also received, Mike emailed us the minutes. Hope everybody had a chance to look over them. Any questions?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Financial report, Mr. Director.
I'll
I mean,
refer
excuse-
to Ms. Templeton.
I mean, Carolyn, excuse me.
Okay, if you look at your balance sheet, on the first page, you'll see that the LGIP account has $774,000 in it. And then the Volunteer State Bank has $3,878,413.81 with a total of $4,652,673.21. So
Thank you,
it
Karen.
looks like everything's on schedule with what we've got here.
Good, good. Buddy's made a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. McInnes. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, thank you. Mr. Mayor?
No report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Director.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, just a couple of notes. So we told you back in May that our new phones came in, and subsequently Central Square was not able to get text to 911 going. So for 3 months, we were without text to 911. Still getting 911 calls, but text to 911 was down. Friday, they were finally able to get that squared away, so we were back up on text to 911, and everything seems to be working correctly there, with the exception of a few things as far as the location of the caller actually populating into the call-taking screen. A ticket has been created for that, and hopefully that will be remedied soon. There are a few other problems with our vendor Central Square as far as just bore you with the details, but numerous CAD screens, numerous call screens popping up when a call is entered, and that was after a patch or an update was done by Central Square. We are in the process of trying to get that fixed, and there are a few other issues that we're working on, which just basically builds on the case why we really need to look at different vendors. I have another vendor coming in for CAD and RMS Wednesday to give us a demo, and so we'll have another option there for us to evaluate. Went to Nina and looked at several options down there. There wasn't anything that I felt as though it was really stuck out above what we'd seen so far. So, but again, I know it's a long process, but it's a process we don't want to rush. We had one application for an IT position. That fellow's coming in at the end of this week for an interview. So I don't know if it was just the requirements are too much for the pay, or what the deal is, or people are just satisfied where they are, or people just don't want to work. I'm not sure, but we do have one applicant that we're all going to interview. Thankfully, Robert and his team are still helping us out quite a bit, and so we're thankful for the IT team to be able to help us there. On the revenue side, we did get another $43,000 in excess revenue last month to the ECD. In total, I think that was $288,471 in excess revenue that Sumner County received in the 22-23 fiscal year that was not projected. So that's about 14% above our revenue from what we had projected, if my numbers are right there. And that is all I have under my report, sir.
Thank you, Mike. Any questions? All right. Ladies?
Good afternoon. Over the last 3 months, we've seen our staffing stabilize. This year alone, we've only seen 3 employees leave voluntarily. We do have some trainees that are still struggling to make it through the training process, but that's also because we're having a more stringent training process to make sure that we have the right people available. Right now, we have 7 vacancies. We do not have the position posted at the moment because we're focusing on our cross-training to get all of our employees that we currently have completely cross-trained or as much as possible. Instead of putting all of our focus on getting those new people, we want to make sure we're retaining our current employees. And the text to 911 is the only other update that we had.
Any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And so the text to 911 is going now, right?
It's going now,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
yes. You send a text to 911, then somebody will answer it.
Great, great.
And just for a little more information on that, so the carriers were blocked by AT&T and or Intrado. So if someone was to text 911, they would get an automatic reply saying, please call 911. Yeah, I don't know, I would guess we were, during testing in the last 3 months, we were getting, about every 4th call, or 4 calls out of every 5. And Christie made a very good point that you don't want to take a chance on somebody texting 911 and it being that 5th call and then thinking that they're actually getting through to the dispatch center when they're not. So it was better just to block all of them and not take a chance on that. But yes, during testing on Friday, all texts were successful.
I just would you get a lot of texts to 911?
No, sir.
I wouldn't think so either.
And we wanted to give it a few days to make sure that there were no problems that come up in the interim before we put it out on social media, that it was backed up, just to make sure that we didn't have any problems to have to take it back down.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, let's move on. Next item is old business.
All right, and for the budget that we had approved in May, you have a copy of that. There were just a couple of changes that were made. The county approved a 3% cost of living raise. We submitted a 6%. That was approved, I think, on June 26th. So the only reductions were in 4204. That's reflected there. In the line 4429, I don't have the numbers back on benefits based on the 3% increase as opposed to the 6%. So that 418,992 will come down, but since I don't have those numbers, we'll just leave that right there if that pleases the committee, and we'll come in under that. Also, you granted us that emergency purchase of the air conditioner for the Hendersonville site. That was around $9,600, and that should be adjusted in the 23 budget. So what I would like to do, never mind, we'll come back to that in just a second. I'll probably put the cart before the horse on that one. But anyway, the rest of the budget, no changes there. So we just need to adopt this budget pending your approval of new business under A. So however you want to do that.
Okay. Do I hear a motion for approval? Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Ben. All in favor? All opposed? Thank you.
All right, so then under the actual budget adjustment, 9648, I'd like to take that from line 4427 and put that under line 1302, which is building improvements for the 23 last year's budget. So yes, on the back page will be, yes, 1302, that's where it will go. And of course, under the fiscal year 23, and it will come out of line 4427, which as you can see, there's plenty of money in that to make that clear.
Okay. Do I hear a motion for approval? Thank you, Buddy. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Archie. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, thank you.
All right. DR site connection, I'm sorry.
Go right ahead.
DR site connection, sent you an attachment, which is an option that is presented to us by Infonet. Again, Infonet has been the ECD's network manager for several years, so they have an intimate knowledge of our network. The connection between Gallatin and Hendersonville was not completely captured, and we got the bid and the quote from Central Square in November of 21 that this board approved. Telephones were included in that, so if the connection between Gallatin and Hendersonville is severed, then the phones at Hendersonville will pop up automatically. What's not captured would be CAD or any other features that are needed in Hendersonville. So the short story is, Infonet has come up with this VRRP option in order to create that connection between Gallatin and Hendersonville. Their price for that in total is $24,104.50. There is an optional expense of a proposal of $4,500. Essentially, and I've asked Robert to be here because we all know that I'm going to butcher anything on IT, so he can pick up my shortcomings there. So these Meraki switches that are up here for $4,500, those will be, as long as we approve this, those will be in place to create this nexus between Gallatin and Hendersonville. If one of those should fail, then the cold spare that you see down there for $4,500 would be right here, would be already programmed. All we would have to do is get IT to go over there and plug it in, and we're back up and running. But we can get support for 3 years for $1,151, and that covers the 2 Meraki switches that we would potentially purchase. My thinking is there is a 4-hour window that a tech would be on site. So at most you would be down 4 hours until a tech could get up here and replace or fix the Meraki switch that we would pay maintenance on. Whereas if IT or anybody else had to come in and grab that cold spare and install it, probably be down, I don't know, maybe a few hours maybe.
An hour.
An hour.
Basically, I mean, for Brady's in Hendersonville, so
Okay.
he's able to do, or myself, we're looking no more than an hour and a half.
Okay, so 4 hours compared to an hour and a half. But if that cold spare is just sitting in a room, yes, you have it right there, but it's going to be out of warranty at the same time that the other devices are going to be. So it would just be that we would have to decide, do we want that cold spare for $4,500, or do we want to rely on the maintenance of the 4-hour window for $1,151? I would propose that we don't purchase the cold spare, that we would go with this option of the entire quote here of $24,000 and rely on the maintenance agreement that we would have if one of those cold spares does go down. In reality, I don't know that we've ever had a switch go down, have we? And some of those, yeah, knock on wood. And some of those have been in place well over 5 years.
Oh, yeah, the ones at DR have been there since, they're probably original since it was set up.
Okay.
The Cisco switches on, they're very old.
Okay. So it would be my request that the board approves the $24,000 presented, 24,000 and change presented in this for us to go ahead with the purchase of this equipment to make the DR site a true standalone site.
So, thank you, buddy. Any discussion? We have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mayor. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? All right, unanimous.
Thank you. And that would, sorry, Mr. Chairman, that should be an added expense under line 1308.
1308.
Yes, sir.
Okay, communication. We need a motion for that, Mike.
The maker of the motion and the second are okay with us adding that verbiage in there, that this 24,000,
Yeah, okay,
104.50 is added to line 1308.
okay, all right. All right, anybody have anything else? Mr. McKinnis, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.